Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you're a senior, a retiree, or someone who's worked hard their entire life to secure legal residency in the United States, today's video is especially for you. We need to talk about something deeply concerning, something that's affecting thousands of green card holders across the country. Lately, there have been shocking reports of lawful permanent residents, yes, people with valid green cards, being stopped, questioned, and even detained at U.S. airports. Imagine spending decades building your life here, following every rule, only to face unexpected trouble simply trying to return home from a trip. And it's not just hearsay, seniors, families, and longtime residents are sharing real stories of facing hours of questioning, missed flights, and even threats to their legal status. It's confusing, it's frightening, and for many of our older community members, it feels like the rules are changing overnight. But why is this happening? Is it a new law, a change in immigration policy, or just overreach at border checkpoints? In today's video, I'm breaking down exactly what's going on, what you need to know before traveling, and how to protect yourself, especially if you're a green card holder who travels to visit family abroad or enjoys vacations during retirement. So, if you or someone you care about has a green card, please stick with me. This information could save you from a lot of stress and uncertainty. And before we dive in, do me a small favor. Hit that like button so this important message reaches as many seniors and families as possible. Let's get started. Now, let's break this down in simple terms because I know many of you watching have been living in the US for decades, following the rules, paying taxes, raising families, and contributing to your communities. You've done everything right. You've gone through the long, often stressful process of securing your green card, maybe for work, maybe through family sponsorship, maybe as part of your retirement plan to spend your golden years closer to loved ones. And yet, suddenly, we're hearing more and more stories of green card holders, legal residents, facing unexpected detainment or questioning at airports when traveling back to the US. So, what on earth is happening? First off, let me be clear. Having a green card means you are a lawful permanent resident. You have the right to live and work in the US, travel abroad, and return as long as you follow certain rules. But here's where things get tricky and honestly, a little scary. Recent changes in how immigration officers at airports and border crossings enforce those rules are leaving many seniors and long-term residents confused and, unfortunately, vulnerable. One of the biggest issues we're seeing right now is increased scrutiny at ports of entry, especially airports. Even if you have your green card in hand, officers at Customs and Border Protection, that's CBP, are conducting more thorough checks. They're reviewing travel history, checking for past legal issues, and, in some cases, detaining people for further questioning. Now, for many seniors who have lived here for years and maybe even decades, that can feel like a slap in the face. You've built your life here, maybe bought a home, raised children, paid taxes, and now suddenly you're being treated like a stranger or worse, a threat. And let me tell you, the emotional toll of that is real. I've heard stories from folks who traveled abroad to visit family, maybe to celebrate a grandchild's birthday or attend a funeral, only to return to the US and be pulled aside, questioned for hours, sometimes even missing connecting flights. Some have been held in small rooms with little explanation, feeling anxious, embarrassed, even humiliated. For seniors, that's not only stressful, but it can also be downright dangerous, especially if you have health issues or mobility challenges. So, what's causing this sudden spike in detentions and questioning? A few things. First, there's been a lot of heightened focus on immigration enforcement in recent years. Even though you're a legal resident, policies can shift, and unfortunately, sometimes that means more aggressive questioning of travelers, even those who have nothing to hide. There have also been updates in how border security uses technology, with databases being cross-referenced to flag individuals based on past travel patterns, legal issues, or even simple clerical errors. Yes, that's right. Sometimes the system makes mistakes, and innocent people end up being targeted. For example, If you stayed outside the US for an extended period, let's say you were abroad for several months, maybe caring for an elderly relative or dealing with personal matters, border officers might interpret that as you abandoning your residency, even if that's far from the truth. I've heard from seniors who stayed abroad during the pandemic because of health concerns or travel restrictions, only to face problems re-entering the country later. It's heartbreaking, especially when your intention was never to give up your legal status. And then there's the issue of minor legal infractions from years ago resurfacing unexpectedly. Maybe decades ago, you had a traffic violation or a minor legal dispute that you thought was long resolved. But today, those records can pop up during border checks, leading to unnecessary complications, questioning, and in some rare cases, even detainment. It's frustrating and confusing, especially for those of us who've lived peaceful, law-abiding lives for so long. I want to emphasize something important here. Being detained or questioned doesn't automatically mean you're in legal trouble. But I completely understand the anxiety, especially for seniors who may feel overwhelmed by the process, unsure of their rights, or concerned about language barriers. Imagine standing there at the airport after a long international flight, tired, possibly dealing with health concerns, and suddenly you're surrounded by officers, being questioned like you're some sort of criminal. That can be terrifying. Now, let's also talk about the emotional side of this, because it's not just about paperwork and legal definitions. For many of you watching, being a green card holder isn't just a status, it represents your life's journey, your sacrifices, your hope for a better future. Many of you left your home countries years ago, leaving behind friends, family, and familiar places to start fresh in the US. You've contributed to your communities, raised your children here, paid your dues, and now, in your retirement years, you deserve peace of mind, not stress and uncertainty every time you travel. It's frustrating to feel like after all this time, your place in the US still feels conditional, like your status can be questioned at any moment. I want you to know, you're not alone in feeling that way. Thousands of green card holders, especially older adults, are expressing the same concerns, the same frustration, and the same confusion. So, what can you do to protect yourself and your rights? The first thing is to stay informed. I always say knowledge is power, and understanding your rights as a lawful permanent resident is crucial. Before you travel, especially internationally, make sure your green card is valid, double-check your travel documents, and consult with an immigration professional if you have any concerns, particularly if you've been outside the US for an extended period or have any unresolved legal matters from your past. It's also important to know that you have rights at the border. While customs officers have broad authority to question travelers, you don't have to answer questions about your political beliefs, religion, or social media unless they relate directly to your legal status. You have the right to request legal representation if things escalate. Staying calm, polite, and cooperative can help diffuse situations, but always remember, you are entitled to fair treatment. And if you or a loved one ever face an issue like this, please document everything, times, names, what was said, because that can be critical if you need to seek legal help afterward. I know for seniors, navigating this system can feel overwhelming, especially with the complicated legal language, but don't be afraid to ask questions, seek advice, and stand up for your rights. Before we wrap up this section, I want to leave you with a bit of reassurance. Most green card holders travel without issues, and many of these detainment cases, while frightening, often resolve without serious consequences. But awareness is key. The more you know, the better prepared you'll be, and the more confident you'll feel traveling, whether it's to visit grandkids abroad, attend a special family event, or simply enjoy your retirement years the way you deserve. I know these topics can feel heavy, even discouraging, but I truly believe that sharing this information empowers our senior community. We've worked too hard, sacrificed too much, and come too far to live in fear or uncertainty. You've earned your place here, and understanding how to navigate these challenges is part of protecting that. If today's video helped clarify things for you or opened your eyes to what's happening at our borders, Please let me know in the comments below. I love hearing your experiences, your questions, and your stories. We are stronger when we support each other. And one more thing, if you found this video helpful, please take a second to hit that like button. It helps more seniors and families discover this information, and together, we can stay informed, prepared, and confident as we move forward. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay strong, and I'll see you in the next video.